All right, guys, welcome to You Were Born to Win. Bishop, how do you know? How do you know that we were born to win? Because the Bible tells us before you were formed in your mother's womb, he said, I knew you and I called you to be a prophet. You have a particular assignment on your life to carry to a nation. He said, I know the thoughts and the plans I have for you. They're thoughts of good and not of evil, to give you, yes, you, an expected end. Because this is the victory that overcomes the world. It's our faith. Thank you so much tonight for joining us for You Were Born to Win. Guys, I'm super excited about it. Guys, don't forget about it. There it is right there. Revive, 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 revive 2024, December the 14th. I was talking to a friend of mine about it today. Guys, I'm super excited. Guys, we have 3 dynamic speakers that are going to be there. You see, my wife and I, we're going to be ministering there. My sister and her beautiful husband, her husband's going to be ministering. They're going to be ministering to the married couples. And then my brother, he's going to be ministering. Guys, we're going to be targeting 3 areas of your life. How do you revive your life when you come out of catastrophe? I want you to hear my brother's testimony. He came out of a horrible situation and God has fully restored him. And so we're thankful for him to minister. And then my sister and her husband, they're going to be talking about what do you do when the fire and the flames have left your marriage? How do you rekindle that flame? How do you do that? How do you revive your marriage, right? You want to hear that. And then my wife is going to be ministering about, listen, I think before you start working on your health in 2025, you need to start in 2024. So she's going to be talking about her personal testimony, her journey on how she revived her health. And then I'm going to be talking about how to revive your dream. It's not over for you. You have a dream. You have a dream. It is not over for you. It is not over. I was listening to a speaker today, and it was just so powerful how he blessed me. He was talking about when Peter denied Jesus. When Peter denied Jesus, here's what I love about it. He said that after he denied Jesus, the Bible says he wept. And he said right here, Jesus, he said then that was a period, right? It was a period. He said, but that was just the end of that chapter. He said, but when you begin to turn the chapter, you see Peter ministering to 3,000 souls were added to the church from a message that he ministered. So many times we think that the dream is over because we failed. We think that our life is over because maybe you have missed it. It is not over for you. You were born to win. I'm telling you, I want you to be a part of this amazing conference. Revive your life, revive your marriage, revive your health, and revive your dream. It's going to be amazing. Here it is. One more announcement before we get started, guys. My name is Bishop George Johnson Jr. And guys, we just thank you so much for just joining us tonight. I want to talk to you about our campaign. Here it is right here. We're at 259 subscribers now, 259 subscribers. We need 300 subscribers. We are going after 300. That's why I got that Army theme up there. We are seeking God for 300 subscribers. I believe we're going to hit it. You can help us hit this goal. You can help us hit this goal. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube station, all you have to do is go to Success Nation Network, subscribe, and become a subscriber. You can help us hit this army of 300. I believe we're going to hit it. We're right there. We're at 259 right now, and you can help us hit this goal. Tell your friends. Maybe you need to tell somebody else. Guys, we got some amazing content. We talk about marriage. We talk about life. We talk about your health. We got some funny videos on here my wife and I do together. Guys, we have an amazing channel. We got conferences coming up. So it's an amazing opportunity for you to be a part. You can help us with that. I'm excited now because for the first time, the bishop can now say, I have a merch line coming. Yes. I have a merch line coming. It's going to be amazing. I'm excited about it. I haven't had it yet, but it'll be in a couple of weeks. You'll see some of our merch dropping. We got some merch that's coming down the line. I'm excited about that. Again, guys, Revive 2024. I'm going to play the promotional video for it. Then when I come back, we're going to get into the Word of God. That's it, guys. Revive 2024. Please be a part of it. Thank you, my baby Daniel, for giving me a shout out. He said, you've got merch. Yes, Daniel, we got merch dropping. By the end of this month, you'll see our merch line dropping. I'm excited about that. It's going to be dropping. I'm super excited about it. Yes, your dad have some merch line coming. All right, so we're going to be ministering tonight about the prideful versus the proud husband. The prideful husband versus the proudful husband. Now, listen, I'm going to be ministering on this for 2 weeks, okay? 2 weeks I'm going to be ministering on this because tonight we're going to talk about the difference between pride and confidence, okay? Because sometimes people get that mixed up. They don't know the difference between pride and confidence. And sometimes you are supposed to be confident. The Bible tells you he's being confident. And this thing, that he that began a good work in you, he wants you to be confident in some things, right? So we're going to be talking about the difference between pride and confidence. And then I'm going to be talking about tonight the difference between pride and being proud. Okay? Pride and being proud. Okay, that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. Pride versus confidence, pride versus being proud. Okay? Pride versus confident, pride versus being proud. If I have some time at the end, I'll talk about 3 dangerous characteristics of a prideful husband. I don't know if I'm going to get there tonight, but if I don't, I promise you on next week, we'll start there. And then I want to talk about with that message, that's why I really don't want to introduce the danger characteristics of a prideful husband, because I want to define what humility is. So I want to really couple those 2 things together, because the way you overcome being prideful is that a key word in there is called having humility, right? But what is humility? Is humility being a doormat? Is humility not speaking up for yourself? Is humility going along just to get along? Is humility not being truthful, even though you know that this could cause me some friends? This could cause me some relationships. This can cause me some serious problems. Is that being humility? Is that humility? See, we have to understand the true definition of humility, because what has happened is we've taught humility wrong. And what you have is a bunch of men now that won't stand up for what's right. They won't speak the truth. I was talking to a dear friend of mine when we were at work today, and it was just amazing. Me and him having an amazing conversation. And he was talking about this particular job he had. And he said that, let me just put it in my own words, because I don't want to, give anything away that he said. But one of the key things he said was, he said, there's certain things I plant my flag in. In other words, this is the battle I'm willing to fight. I'll fight this battle. And he said, when it comes to children and making sure that they are treated fairly and with equity. See, there's a difference now between fairness and equity. You see, there's a difference, between fairness and equity. And he said, when it comes down to fairness and equity, he said, I'll plant my flag on that. And it cost him a position. But look what happened. When he walked away from that position, God had a net and carried him to his next position. And so I want to talk about that, because a lot of times you could come across as, you're confident in something, and people will say, you need to be humble. Well, I am humble, but I'm confident, right? And so there are some things we're going to talk about tonight. So tonight I want to introduce pride versus proud, and I want to talk about the difference now between what is pride and what is confidence. What is pride and versus being confident? Now, the difference between being prideful and confident, I believe, is the motivation and the behavior and the attitude behind the action. Let me say that again. I believe it's the motivation, the behavior, and the attitude behind the action. So the number one thing I believe the difference between pride and prideful, I want you to look at is number one, self-perception. How do you see yourself? How do you see yourself? A prideful person has an overinflated idea about themselves, and they feel that they are superior to other people. Whenever your motive, now, I'm talking about your self-perception. Whenever your motive is that you feel that you are superior to your peers, that's the wrong motive. And I see this a lot of times in a lot of leaders, particularly pastors, right? You see this inflation of an attitude that they feel that they are superior to the flock. No, you are the shepherd of the flock. You are the ones that's supposed to be giving your life to the flock. I see this a lot of times in husbands. My wife and I were okay, so when we first got married, right? Our first argument that Kim and I had, I always remember this, and my wife, she'll tell you the same thing. Our very first argument that we had was over milk, right? Y'all know my wife, she's always been health conscious, right? Even though, she had gained a lot of weight, but my wife has always been health conscious. Even one of our...
Still got me picking up stuff I ain't supposed
to. Girl, I'm live, Kim.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Look what he got me getting, y'all. I'm trying.
See what I'm talking about?
It's zucchini in the refrigerator. He wanted American Deli.
You see how she coming in here with this? Messing up my life. So you messed up my flow. What was I talking about? I'm just joking.
You was talking about that milk.
So our first argument that Kim and I had over milk. Everybody knows Valerie Johnson, my mother, is right. You drink whole milk, right? My wife, she wanted to drink skim milk. So we got to this, oh man. And that argument split into my mama raised me right, your mama didn't raise you right. You know what's crazy now? Here's what's crazy now. We don't even drink regular milk anymore. Now we drink almond milk. Isn't that crazy? An argument that happened years ago, right? That has nothing to do with today. Now we drink almond milk. This is absolutely crazy. So I can't remember the point I was trying to make. See, you threw my whole thought perception out. See, that's why, whenever I'm preaching, I don't like a lot of people saying amen and all that. Go ahead, Reverend. Go ahead, Reverend.
I don't like nobody to get on the instruments. Dung.
It throw my thoughts off. So I was talking about pride. I said self-perception. I said pride. Okay. So our third argument was
him getting nervous.
No. Our third argument was over fixing plates.
It wasn't an argument because it was a discussion.
Y'all.
Because I'm not.
This woman here, she wasn't fixing no plates.
That's not true.
She wasn't fixing no plates.
It's a difference in I'm fixing it because I want to be a help. I want to be a blessing. You're tired.
Right.
I just want to help you. It's a difference in that and the expectation, like you gonna do it. Oh no.
But that's it like that though.
I
may have, because
I don't think you said it like that, but that how that huff in your shoulders.
No, that's what I'm talking about. Because I said the number one. I'm talking about pride versus. I'm talking about. So you threw my whole thoughts. I'm talking about pride versus. Pride versus.
He always wants me to come on Thursday nights, and now I've distracted.
The first was pride versus confidence. Mm-hmm. No, pride versus being proud. Now I'm talking pride versus confidence. That's what I'm talking about, pride versus confidence. So I said self-perception, right? And I said pride. So I said when a person sees that they're superior than another person. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times that fix and play things, a lot of times a husband oftentimes sees himself as superior.
That's the issue.
That's the point I was trying to make. See, that fix and plates thing, see, when we're talking about leadership in the home, and I had to learn this. And I learned this from Michael D. Moore when he gave his Faith Chapel, Birmingham, Alabama. He taught a sermon on leadership. And he broke down how men are supposed to lead. And he gave the analogy how Jesus was out preaching all day. When he came in from preaching, The Bible says he took a basin of water and he washed the disciples' feet. Now, I want you to imagine that.
How dirty they were.
Especially Peter's feet. And Judas probably was,
His might have been clean because he had been dipping at the treasure.
Probably, yeah. So he probably got him a manicure. He probably got him a pedicure. So, but so I learned, I said, you know what? The idea that I have of leadership is that if you're going to be the leader, you're supposed to be the servant. You're supposed to be the chief servant. And it taught me not just necessarily, but I've exercised that in every area of my life. And when I've done that, when I went in with the attitude of how can I serve?
Yeah.
By me sowing that, I've reaped so much. You understand what I'm saying?
And made a happy wife, happy life.
I did make a happy wife, happy life. But self-perception, when you think you're superior, but confidence is a person that sees the self-worth, they see the beliefs, and they see the abilities of everybody else.
Yes.
They see the goodness. They see a husband, we're talking about pride versus pride. We're talking about confidence versus pride. Pride, I think I'm better than you. Confidence says, I'm good, but I also realize the value in you.
And I know that you're good.
And I know that
we
you're
both
good.
work on what we're good at
Yes.
together.
We can
be better.
We can make a thing work. And Kim and I, we always have this saying all the time. We said we don't compete with each other.
You complete.
We complete each other because your wife is supposed to see your blind spots. And your husband, you're supposed to see your blind spots. Like I saw her blind spots the other day.
I know he can.
Yeah, I knew. See, the Lord was going to bring you on here for a reason. I
That's
knew
okay.
that.
Okay.
You hear the Lord was going to bring you on for a reason. So we in the store the other day, guys.
That man was nice. He was an older gentleman.
This man walked up to my wife. Now, every man know when a man walking to your one of them old men, you know how they had their shirt unzipped and they showing the hand on their chest with the chain on. It wasn't them old men. Not your granddaddy. Not your granddaddy talking about, so come here, sister, come here. Not him. I'm talking about that joker that your mama said will give you worms. That joker had his shirt unbuttoned. And
he felt a connection.
And he had tell me something. Hey, honey, how you doing? But listen.
He felt a connection because I had on an Alabama A&M Bulldog shirt.
He didn't even go to college.
He said he was a Bulldog. He used to play for them. And he just wanted me to help him match.
I looked, that joke,
he just wanted to know.
Athlete from athlete, athlete. That joker toes was in like that. He walking like, he no athlete.
He wanted me to see if I knew a shirt that'll match those pants.
The guy was knock-kneed and pigeon toes. So he wasn't no athlete. But he was trying to talk to my wife in the store. See, you got to see your wife blind spot. And my wife just talking to the man, smiling. She helping the man pick out shirts in the store. I said, what?
I told him, I said, I don't work here, but I think that shirt right over there matches.
Your spouse is supposed to see your blind spots. Number 2, we're talking about, because I'm off, see, you took all my time. All right, okay. I'll run through these real quick. We see, I knew I was going to finish.
No, I'll let you have it. I'll let you take it.
No, you don't. Just stay away because then we can eat my
Don't say we. Your French fries.
Pride versus confidence. Number 2, openness to feedback.
My Lord.
How well do you take feedback?
I take it well. How about you?
Now.
How about you?
I take it pretty good. Now I take it pretty good. But see, here's the difference, dude. How do you give the feedback?
Very well. Constructive. Very well.
Do you give the feedback to your husband?
In a loving way.
Like you talking to a preschooler? Like.
If that's what it takes for understanding.
Honey, when you wash the pots.
Nookie Bell.
I've been washing pots for 40-some years.
And time to get it right.
When I started washing dishes.
According to you've been washing since you was 1 year old.
I think I know how to clean the house now 1 year old. I'm serious. I always say that. How are you open to feedback? A prideful person resists feedback and criticism, and they take it as
an attack.
Or they take it as an attack. A confident person open to feedback, and they understand that they can learn from it, and they understand that it can improve their growth.
Yeah.
It can improve their growth. Now, here's the thing I always say about feedback, and this is what I have to work on. It's not how you give the feedback. So it's not what you're saying.
It's how you say what
it's
you say.
how you're saying what you're saying.
Or the time of day.
So I was telling one of my sons the other day, I said, listen, before you go in to correct something, I said, you should always, no, my brother Jonathan told me this too. But I used Jonathan thing for one of my sons, but I'll go back and said that Jonathan had to correct the bishop. He told me, he said, before you give feedback to someone, he said, it's like making a sandwich.
A sandwich approach.
Okay.
So you got the nice, in a sense.
Right.
So that first layer, then the meat of what you need to say, and then you close it out with a compliment. So compliment, the meat, compliment.
Right. And see what I do,
you just get the meat.
I was
got
going
the
straight to the
meat and
meat.
hit him.
Right. I was going straight to the meat. And a lot of that times I think it comes from, like my background, like coaching and sports and athletes, because when you're in the heat of the game, I can't say, man, your uniform looks really good, but man, you're garbage. But I like the way you tied your shoes.
Yeah.
I can't say that.
And that's true.
Not even again, you got to be like, hey, listen, man, we got to get this going. And so a lot of times that's how I gave correction.
But it's about reading the situation.
Right.
At times, sometimes you got to just put it out there, because it is time is of an essence, or it's an urgent situation, or it's a life and death, or somebody can get harmed, but most of the time we're not walking in those situations.
All right, so let's get this last one, then we'll talk a little bit about the conference, and then we'll be done, okay? So I know I wasn't going to finish tonight. So we're talking about pride versus confidence, right? Mm-hmm. God wants you to be confident. So your self-perception of yourself, he wants you to see the greatness in everybody else, but also recognize that you're great too. I'm great too. My greatness is no better than your greatness. We're all fearfully and wonderfully made. We're all unique. Okay? Yeah. Just because her mother told her to drink skim milk and my mother said drink whole milk, it doesn't make my mother better than her mother slightly.
And but your mom told you put a little sugar in yours too? Some additional sugar?
Yeah, a little sugar on top of your cereal. But when I was telling them, I was like, okay, we don't even drink whole milk no more. We drink almond milk now. So it's just amazing.
It took me about 20, I had to work on them.
Right.
Had to work on them.
How are you open to feedback? Yeah. Right? Do you take feedback as an attack? Okay. Now, Kim said something to me the other day when we were at Costco's. She told me, she said, honey, because this guy kept talking to me in the store.
You gotta take the S off of Costco.
Isn't that Costco's?
Isn't it Costco? It's
Costco? There's no S in there? Like Sam's?
I don't think
it's Sam or Sam's.
Sam's. Isn't it Costco without an S on it?
She always should. See, Costco. That was Costco. All right.
No, I know. We'll look at it.
But she said to me, because this guy kept talking to me, so she said, honey, she said, you got to take the meat and spit out the bones. Okay? Sometimes when you get feedback, I tell, take the meat. Okay, this is what they're trying to say, and spit out the bones. How are you deciphering what they're trying to say? Are you taking it as an attack and trying to make you better, or are you taking it personally? Last one, how do you respond to failure? How do you respond to failure? We're talking about pride versus confidence. When you fail, do you blame other people?
Wow.
I would have.
Or just a list of excuses.
If I would have, if that's pride. That's pride. But confidence is saying,
missed the mark.
I missed the mark. I missed
Happens
it.
To the best of us.
I missed it. I missed it. And I think when a leader can stand up and say, I missed
the mark.
I missed it. I have so much respect. Let me say this. Kim and I was partners with the ministry when we first moved here about 10 years ago. How long have we been in Georgia now?
We've been here 14 years.
14
Almost
years?
50. Wait a minute, where are we? No, 14 years.
14 years. We were partners with this ministry when we first moved here. So church had a wonderful service, powerful service. At the end of the service, he said, I just want everybody to stay seated. He said, I just have something I want to say. He got a chance to get the visitors out,
Mm-hmm.
and then he came back up, and the
Address
leader,
the members.
he addressed the members, well, and members and we were partners.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, hey, this is what's going on. It was an affair that was happening in the church. And I told my wife, I said, I can respect
The way he did
that. I missed it. I missed it. I'm sorry. Hey, can we move on?
Yeah, he's talked about the measures that were put in place.
The measures put in place.
With those families, they're working on
Kim, I was
reconciling. And we were shocked. We were like, that was good.
I was like, that was amazing.
He handled that very well.
I mean,
yeah.
And the church
went on
and became stronger and became better because I think the people really saw this. The leadership can miss it too.
Yeah.
They can miss it as well as we can miss it. All right.
Yeah.
So next week we'll talk about pride versus being proud.
Okay.
We're going to talk about that pride versus being proud because I believe you should be proud. I'm proud of my family. I'm proud of my children. I tell them that all the time. I'm like, man, I'm proud of you. I'm proud to see some of the principles that I teach my young men, and then I see them replicate that.
In it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of that.
Calling us on the carpet about it. They remind
I'm proud
us
of that, right?
Yeah.
So there's a difference between pride and being proud. There's a difference between having pride and confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And so then that's what we're going to start next week. And then I want to talk about how it can mess up your marriage. And then we're going to talk about how to overcome that. But I want to wage war on arrogance and properly teach humility.
Okay.
So that's where we're going over the next couple of weeks, okay? And hopefully Kim will join me next week. That was pretty spicy, wasn't it, Kim?
Possibly.
I think it was pretty good. Y'all really saw the fact that, I'm pretty much perfect.
Yeah. Well, I need you guys to do me a favor. Since, he wants to hold me accountable, like he said, next week, as I try to drop in on Thursday night, I need you to, we also talk about what we've been working on our health and our health journey. I need you to, in the morning,
say a prayer.
Look at your Facebook lines and see if you see a good morning from the bishop as he's going into the gym.
The doctor told me to take 2 weeks off.
It's past 2 weeks.
I needed an extra week.
Yes, the doctor can tell you that.
My body wasn't healing properly.
It's fine.
I'm fine now.
Your body ordered some fries from American Deli. He needs to be there in the morning.
I need to be.
Yeah, hold him accountable.
Hold me accountable.
Hold him accountable.
Revive. 2024. I'm excited about it, guys.
Think about it. Yes. What are you trying to revive in your life?
We're reviving 3 areas of your life: your marriage, your health, your mind, and your dream.
Excellent.
And I want y'all to join us there, okay? Here's the Barbara Ford, and we'll see you
next week. Come with